Hello, I'm Sissa. I'm your host for Sissa Sunday, and I'm bringing you all things movies, TV shows, music, any type of media. And for today's video, we are doing Once Upon a Time, Peter Pan. Did he really regret leaving Rumpelstiltskin? Let's get into it. Before we can get into the actual deep dive of this, I need to give a little bit of backstory. Peter Pan, his real name is Malcolm, and Malcolm, he has a son named Rumpelstiltskin. The mother is not in the picture anymore, and Rumpel was left with these two older ladies who gave Rumpel a magic bean. So Rumpel, he went to go find his father, who has a bit of a gambling problem. He's an alcoholic. And his dad, Peter Pan, that we know him as, he's like, hey, I used to go see this, Neverland place when I was a boy. Should we just go there? Let's go there. So they, throw the bean on the ground. It opens this portal. They go to Neverland. And when they get to Neverland, he's like, well, you can fly here. You can fly. I promise. So he tries to, find the pixie dust after he's like, oh, right, I need pixie dust to fly. So he climbs up a tree, and that's where he meets the Shadow. The Shadow makes a deal with him because, as we know in the Once Upon a Time universe, everything comes with a price. So the price of this, his eternal youth, and to stay in Neverland was give up your son. And that's how we meet the Robbie K. Peter Pan. Based on what I just told you, we could assume, yeah, he just doesn't regret it. He just wanted youth to stay on the island, to lose all his responsibilities. This man is just selfish. He doesn't care about his son, clearly. But this is where I start getting a little bit shaky. I do think towards the end, he gave up less with it. He's like, I really just don't care. It's been so long that he just, it's a thought, but not really. And this is why I think that. We do find out that he named himself Peter Pan after Rumpelstiltskin's weird doll. And this weird doll he does hold onto until Rumpel comes back to the island later on with Emma, Hook, Charming, Snow White, Regina, the whole gang basically. He holds onto it so that he can have Felix drop it, have Rumpel find it. He also tells Rumpel when he's trying to grab Rumpel's stunned balefire.
You're surprised to see me, Rumpel. I don't blame you. I'm a little surprised myself. Look who's all grown up and become the Dark One. Good for you.
What are you doing here?
I'm just lonely in Neverland. The only friends I have are the children who visit in their dreams. They can't stay. The boys I take back with me will.
You're here for my son.
I am.
It's gonna take a lot more than a magic pipe to take my son.
The only thing magic about this pipe is that only certain boys can hear it. Boys who feel unloved, boys who feel lost. I guess that's why you can hear it, Rumpel. Isn't it?
Don't pretend to know me. You don't. Not anymore.
Oh, I think I do. Beneath all that power, you're nothing more than an unloved, lonely, lost boy. Hey, I like the sound of that. That's what I'll call my new group of friends. The Lost Boys.
Rumpel and Peter have another exchange, and it's when Peter is trying to take Rumpelstiltskin's son, Balefire. He tells him, hey, do you know why I call myself Peter Pan? Rumpel's kind of a little bit irritated about it, and he just wants to grab his son and go, so there's not really a thing about that. But we have another situation where the both of them come face to face with each other on Neverland years later. And it's when Peter Pan has his grandson, Henry. He's trying to take Henry's heart so that he can live eternally. Eternal youth, stay on the island, no more repercussions because Peter Pan has been dying this entire time. But when Rumpel is on the island trying to save Henry, Peter Pan brings up the point of, yeah, I traded you for youth. You traded your son in for a dagger, and your son traded in Henry for freedom. Because he had made Henry with a woman named Emma, and he just abandoned them. He walked out, and that was that. That was the last time that they had seen each other, spoken, until, the modern day of the show, basically. So I think that Peter Pan did in fact feel guilty at the beginning, because we do see him crying.
Coward to me.
We both know if that were true, I'd already be in that box.
You don't think I can do it? You let me inside just to, taunt me.
No. To see you again. To give you one last chance. Stay with me. Let this go. Let's start over.
Do you think I want to be with you? that I could ever forgive you after you abandoned me.
I'm disappointed, Rumple. After all these years, I thought you'd be more understanding. Considering you did the same thing to your son. You traded Bellfire for the power of a dagger. And I traded you for youth. We're a lot more alike than you care to admit.
We are nothing alike.
Oh, of course we are. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Neither one of us was cut out to be a father, my boy.
I regretted leaving my son the moment I let him go. I spent my life trying to find him, to get him back. And what did you do? You forgot about me.
I never forgot about you. Why do you think I call myself Peter Pan?
Don't think for a moment I believe it's because you care for me.
But we don't see him try to take Rumple back when he's trying to grab Bellfire. He doesn't apologize or anything like that. He just tries taking Bellfire and he starts collecting these Lost Boys because he's lonely on Neverland. So I feel like as the time did go on, he didn't care as much about Rumple or any of the offspring of Rumple or anything like that. I think it was purely just at the beginning, and he started to lose real human emotions towards the end, as everything else just kind of got to his head. And that's it for the video. I have been your host, Sissa. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you guys next Sunday.